Your mechanic hates this, the $20 trick that saves hybrid batteries. Hybrid batteries have this reputation like they're ticking time bombs. You've probably heard it. When the battery goes, that's $5,000. Just scrap the car. And yeah, a hybrid battery pack is expensive. But here's what almost nobody tells you. Most hybrid batteries don't die purely because they're old. They die early because they've been slowly cooked and suffocated for years. And on a lot of Toyota and Lexus hybrids, and a few others, there's a stupidly simple $20 thing you can do that massively cuts that risk. No additives, no magic charger, no weird hack. It's cleaning one part of the car that almost no owner touches, and a lot of shops never even mention. I'm GearHead. I care way more about keeping your car out of the shop than making money fixing it. If you own a hybrid or plan to buy one and you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because this kind of stuff is exactly what separates the people whose hybrids last 15 years from the ones getting smacked with early battery failures. Let's break down what's actually going on. Inside your hybrid battery pack, Prius, Camry Hybrid, Corolla Hybrid, RX 450h, and a bunch of Lexus models, you've got stacks of cells jammed together. When you drive and the pack charges and discharges, those cells heat up. Heat is the enemy. Hot batteries age faster. Really hot batteries age a lot faster. The Japanese engineers know this, so they didn't just stick the pack in the trunk and hope. They gave it its own cooling system, a fan and ductwork that pull air from the cabin and blow it across the battery to carry the heat away. On most Toyotas and Lexuses, that air intake is somewhere around the rear seats. You'll see a little plastic grill on the side of the seat, up on the rear parcel shelf, or near the rear quarter trim. That's the battery's nose. Now think about what cabin air actually is in the real world. It's dust, lint, skin flakes. If you have pets, it's hair, lots of hair. Every minute the car is on, that fan is quietly sucking in that air, and all the junk in it. Over a few years, especially with dogs or in dusty climates, that intake grill starts to clog. Then the ducting behind it starts to line with fuzz. Eventually, the fan blades and the little mesh screens get covered in this fuzzy carpet of nastiness. Same thing that happens if you run a vacuum cleaner for years and never clean the filter. Airflow drops to nothing. Less airflow equals a hotter battery. A hotter battery, day after day, summer after summer, equals faster chemical wear inside the cells. The car will try to compensate. It'll run the fan harder and more often. But if the path is blocked, there's only so much it can do. That's where the $20 trick comes in. You're not fixing a dead pack. You're protecting a healthy or borderline one from being cooked to death. All you need is a cheap trim removal tool or a careful hand, a basic screwdriver or a small socket set, a vacuum with a brush attachment, and maybe a can of compressed air or a soft brush. Here's the basic idea, and yes, the details vary by model, so always check for your specific car. Step 1. Find the battery cooling intake. Sit in the back seat and look for that small grill or vent on the side of the seat, near the seat base or on the rear parcel shelf. If you're not sure, a quick search like Prius battery cooling fan location or Camry hybrid HV fan location will show you pictures. Step 2. Remove the trim. Gently pop off the plastic panel around the vent or undo a couple of screws or clips. Don't go full gorilla. These panels are usually held in by tabs. Step 3. Look inside. You'll see either a duct or the actual fan assembly, and 9 times out of 10 on an older hybrid, you'll also see a thick blanket of dust and hair. Step 4. Clean it. Use the vacuum and brush to pull the junk off the grill, the duct walls, and, if you can reach, the fan blades. If you're comfortable and careful, you can unplug the fan's electrical connector, unbolt the fan housing, remove it, and clean the blades and housing on a bench. No solvents, no crazy sprays. Just dislodge and vacuum the buildup. Step 5. Reassemble. Make sure the ducting and trim go back on properly so the fan draws air through the grill and not around it. That's it. If you had to buy a trim tool and a little flashlight, maybe you're $20 in. If you already have basic tools and a vacuum, your cost is basically zero.
What you've done, though, is restore the battery cooling system to how it was designed to work when the car was new. The fan no longer has to scream at max speed just to move a little air. The pack runs cooler. Over time, cooler means slower aging. Hybrid specialists see the consequences of not doing this every day. They'll pull apart the rear interior on a 10-year-old Prius or RX with a weak hybrid battery, and the fan looks like someone vacuumed a dog into it. The intake is caked. The ducts are lined with fuzz. The owner never had a clue that thing was even there. clean it up, clear the codes, and in some borderline cases, the car behaves noticeably better simply because the pack isn't overheating constantly anymore. Is this going to resurrect a completely shot pack with multiple failed modules? No, let's be real. If the cells are already toast, cleaning the fan is like opening a window in a house that's already burned down. But if your pack is still healthy or just starting to drift, keeping it cool is one of the biggest things you can do to stretch its life. And here's why I say your mechanic hates this. Most shops do not talk about preventative fan cleaning. It's not on the big, bold maintenance schedule. It's not on the quick lube upsell menu. It's this hidden piece of maintenance that absolutely affects long-term battery health, but doesn't make anyone money in the short term. A neglected fan and choked intake, on the other hand, that's future revenue in the form of early battery replacements and diagnostic work. In some cars, there's another clue. When the fan is clogged and the system is struggling, that fan will run at high speed a lot. If you sometimes hear a loud whooshing or vacuum-like noise from the rear seat area, that can be the battery fan going, "Help me," because it's fighting to move air through a blocked path. A clean fan equals a cooler pack, quieter running, and less stress on the fan motor itself. So when should you actually do this? If you own a Toyota or Lexus hybrid and the car is more than 5 to 7 years old, you have pets that ride in the back, you live in a dusty, sandy, or polluted environment, or you bought it used with no proof anyone's ever been back there, you should treat this as overdue maintenance. In heavy pet households or harsh conditions, checking every couple of years is smart. It's no crazier than changing a cabin air filter. It's just one level deeper, and it actually protects very expensive hardware. And if you're shopping for a used hybrid, make the battery fan and intake part of your pre-purchase routine. Either ask the seller, has the hybrid battery cooling system ever been cleaned? Or have your inspection mechanic pop the panel and show you. If it's spotless on a 10-year-old car with dogs in the Carfax, be suspicious. Maybe someone just cleaned it to sell. If it's absolutely packed with junk, that doesn't mean the pack is dead, but it does mean the battery's been running hot for a while. You might negotiate harder, or walk, or budget for a pack sooner. Here's the bottom line. People argue on forums all day about which replacement brand is best, whether to recondition, whether to swap modules, but they ignore the basic cooling system that keeps a good pack good. This $20 one-hour job doesn't feel heroic. There's no big reveal, the car looks the same. But years from now, when your hybrid is still on its original battery and someone else's isn't, this is one of the quiet reasons why. If you've got a hybrid sitting outside right now, next time you get in the back, find that little grill and really look at it. If it's visibly dusty, that's just the tip of what's inside. And if you want more of this kind of thing, the boring, unglamorous tricks that actually keep cars out of the shop and money in your pocket, make sure you're subscribed. Because every time you don't know about stuff like this, you're betting an expensive battery on luck, heat, and dog hair instead of on simple maintenance. I'm GearHead. Every hybrid battery has a story. And together, we're going to make yours one of the good ones, not the horror story your mechanic makes money telling.